Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 11, Week 4, Day 2. So of course today was the day we were supposed to get the Broken Spire rework. However, there was a forum post that does say that they're going on a vacation, there's a bunch of holidays coming up, particularly in Australia, where the game is based. And they won't be around for a little while, so they don't want to do a big patch as they're going to be away and unable to fix, the 10,000 bugs that they will add to the game. But yeah, they're going to be off for like the next several days due to like Australian holidays and other similar things. And because of that, unfortunately, the patch is not going to be today. However, it is going to be very soon, TM. But yeah, it was originally supposed to be this week, like literally today. But it did get delayed, because obviously it's a Broken Spire week. They were going to try to get the Broken Spire rework during the Broken Spire week, but it didn't quite work out. I know, Infinity plus 2 bugs. I know, that's about how many bugs they'll have, approximately. But anyways, of course, we still have other things related to Fire Rift today. Still got ourselves the Fire Rift faction with a kind of annoying layout. Actually, not too bad. We just go there, and there, then there. So yeah, we kind of just go middle, bottom, top. This is like a different rarity thing, so actually that's not too bad overall. But we have that, and of course we'll poke at World Event. Still have that going on for the week. Obviously need to go get more score towards that, so I'm pretty sure Isabel is carrying us like normal. Hey, Loco's back as well. He was on vacation the other week, but good to see him back. And pretty much at the top of our leaderboards again. Good job. Let's see. Actually, you know what? We'll give him some gems. Actually, how many of those things do we have? Might as well. Let's see. I don't think I said hi since he got back. I've seen that he's been back. It has never specifically said hi. Because we're so antisocial. Or we'll give it to Isabel too. He carries us every week for that anyways. Where's Loco? There we go. Give them some gems for how many gems they're spending towards it. Anyways, with that being said, actually, might as well start here. Already talked about World Event. World Event's pretty straightforward. We have a lot of access to mana accumulation. Oh yeah, we do need to go set our medals though, don't we? So we'll go set that and be good to go. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you guys been doing well. Hello Roman, hello Anthony, hello Andrew. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Clipbomb. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Isabel. Who did hello to him? Hello, Chad. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, Defiant. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Also, we'll be playing a new game tomorrow, finally. I found our new game. Actually, it's kind of funny, because the game we've kind of been anticipating for a while, Words Can Kill. That one, like, Scrabble, like, it's basically like a mix between Slay the Spire and Scrabble. That game's coming out next week, but the developer actually gave us the code to play it already. And I didn't realize it. We've had that code for, like, 4 days now. Because I pretty much never checked that email. It was actually on my stream earlier. It was like, oh, hey, did you get the email thing I sent to you? You can go play the game early. And it's like, oh, I did not notice it. But, yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So that'll be fun. I'll do several streams for it. I kind of want to cover some guides too around the time that it ends up launching. It's pretty fun. We played the demo, and the demo's still available right now too. It even got updated the other day, which is actually funny because I saw the updated demo before I actually saw the key in my email. Because I played that the other day, but didn't realize we already had an email there. I'll be doing that. It's a pretty fun game. Like a roguelike where your deck is like a Scrabble kind of deck. Like you're basically playing Scrabble and a turn-based strategy simultaneously. It's pretty fun. Let's see. What do we need here? We'll take that over. Grab our explosion. I'll take that down. Yeah, unfortunately, no Gems of War patch. We're probably getting it next week or the following week. We don't really have a word on it. I believe she said on Friday we're going to get more info on that, so time will tell on Friday what on earth their plan is for that. As far as the patch is concerned. Obviously, we're still getting the Broken Spire rework. It's just they were unfortunately not able to get it out today. But they're obviously still doing it very soon. Where's the Broken Spire rework? They delayed it. They had to delay it. Mostly because they're going to be off for the next several days. I think like the next 4 or 5 days or something. And they didn't want to do a patch as they're going to have to be off. Because you know they're going to add at least some amount of bugs. So they're waiting and holding off on the patch for now. Seems to be the verdict on it. It could be a bluff, I know. They don't have the patch ready. They just need more time now. Yeah, what Andrew said. Hey, the Broken Spire rework is broken. It's not broken. You just have to delay it slightly. Because they're going to be away for the next several days. And in case there is any bugs, they didn't want the bugs to be in the game for an entire week. Because they would have no way to fix it. Not like they fix it quickly anyways. No. Some bugs they do. Other bugs take some couple years. Or never. There's still some bugs that's been in this game for like 6 years now. Oh yeah, isn't Rafnaga the... I guess it doesn't really matter. Rafnaga is just as bad as Lava Elemental. But it has an epic border, so it makes it seem cooler. It's just not fully functional at this point. I think it is. I think they just have to delay it. Because what could possibly be wrong with it, ultimately? Like, I'm not sure what other, like, extra things it might be doing. But it's pretty much just going to be reworking troops in Broken Spire. Like, it's probably going to tweak a few other things, maybe a few quality of life here and there. But the primary purpose of next patch is to update Broken Spire troops. So unless they're adding some kind of, like, big new mechanic or something else for Broken Spire, it can't really be that much. Unless they're also, like, reworking Arena or something else. Oh, speaking of which, that means for sure we have normal Arena weekend this weekend, which, that's kind of unfortunate. Because normal Arena is awful. And maybe they're going to Wally World for vacation. I have no clue. What holiday is even coming up for Australia? Because I don't know Australian holidays. And the only bug they fixed fast was Palooza. That wasn't really a bug. It was more so an exceedingly high oversight on their part on how much resources could be accumulated from Palooza. Yeah, I was really hoping we would get an Arena rework. We still might. However, even if we are, it's not going to affect this next Arena event. Because the patch is definitely happening afterwards. Oh, come on. We're so close. So close, yet so far. Anyways, let's go. Let's clear out these standard dailies first. Actually, you know what? We still got to go see our non-functional dungeon. So, place your bets now. Very first click is trap, right? Oh. Oh. Is this it? Is this finally today? Should we jinx it? Should we click something else first? No! I was thinking of doing these two first. I still would have hit it. Oh gosh, come on. Even if I did that, still would have been trapped. Ah, so close. Why couldn't you be up by one? But once again, we've hit the trap. As is expected at this point. We're gonna go like an entire year with no perfect. We're just forever. We're gonna have the achievements for whatever next patch is adding before we have that one. Which I don't think has actually ever happened to us before since they've been doing those little updates to the achievements. I think the only one that was like that was the one where you needed like 100 gold medals. Because that one took a little while. But aside from that, I'm pretty sure we did all the achievements every patch added prior to the next one rolling around. But this one's not looking likely. Also, hello, Perdalian. Welcome. Wouldn't 2 lava dragons be better than Infernus for this event? It could. I was mostly using Infernus, I think, for the mana coverage. Because it covered more mana. Kind of like how Phoenicia allows us to cover more mana in this particular team. Because I believe that's the main reason why I was there. Also, when there's only one unit left, it does more concentrated damage. So I'm not sure that's as relevant for the current event. I was gonna say, please give me mana already. How on earth are you not dead? Oh, we have 20% less stats, don't we? No, it was just Jinx and Poison. Which, how's he not dead then? Yeah, it was just Jinx and Poison. And Jinx doesn't lower our damage. Poison definitely doesn't lower our damage. Ah, there we go. Oh, you know why? I'm not set to... Well, that wouldn't affect anything. Because we don't have our 20% mana star. I actually have the other medal on because we were doing the world event. We're setting up for the world event. Oh, did it get stunned? Wait, that wouldn't have made a difference, though. Anyways, let me go get my Dragonite. I believe this Friday, if we don't get a perfect, we'll end up getting that. Which means this Friday we'll be getting it. Because our current perfect rate is non-existent. Pretty much. Before we go head over to the other thing, let me go claim our little bit of gems. By a little bit, I mean a little bit, only 10, but every little bit helps. September 22nd is National Day of Mourning for Her Majesty for the Queen. It will only be observed in the year of 2022. Alright, so it's basically a bunch of holidays next to each other then. Because, yeah, they actually had a list for it earlier. Like, I think they had a whole list on the forum. I looked at it briefly. But if we go over to here, and then click over to forum, and then click over to this broken page on this website, and then click on official, oh gosh, and then click on search. And then click on, wait, can I not official news here? Ah, gosh, patch. Why don't you do it by relevant, latest post? Why is there so many things with the word patch in it that aren't actually recent? Gosh, why? I saw this thing like literally earlier. Does it not have the word patch in it? Let's see. There it is. But yeah, September 22nd to 27th, the 5th, 8th to 11th, 15th to 18th, and November 1st are all the days that they're taken off. And they kind of explained it in this post on the forum 18 hours ago. But I saw this earlier, but obviously this was after the stream we did yesterday, of course. But yeah, they kind of explained most of it here. But that's why we don't have the patch, in short. It's called The Patch. Yeah, that's a weird title. It's called A Busy and Short Month at Infinity Plus 2. How could I have guessed any of those words as the title? It feels weird having to search that way on the forum, because for whatever reason, through the Steam browser thingy, that page is very broken. Like, when I do it through a normal browser, obviously it's fine. But for whatever reason, through the Steam interface, that page is ultra broken. For some reason. Anyways, so let's go to the faction. Of course, we already came up with the team for this earlier. For the lower level range, it is literally just Guard's Avatar, as you would kind of expect for a Brown-related kingdom. Pretty much any time when we can't use Rowain or something similar at the low kill range, this is one of the best ways to go. And probably one of the main reasons you would even want to get a Guard's Avatar, because Guard's Avatar generally not used. Rowain's actually better than it in many situations. However, when the color restriction makes it so you can't use a Rowain, it's some pretty good value. Basically, just higher mana cost for Rowain. Let's see. My pattern almost worked perfectly for you, but you got the square with the both traps on the right. Oh no! That's unfortunate. Phoenicia is boosted by red gems on the board, so she hits for less when there's... Yeah, I know that. Oh, did something deny all of our reds that one battle? That might have been what happened. That would make sense. Hey, Queen Beatrix, yeah. Queen Beatrix is pretty insane. One thing I still don't understand to this day is because Truffle was too broken, they nerfed Truffle. But when they nerfed Truffle, with Beatrix already existing in the game, they did not nerf Beatrix. So they did a patch a little while back, like what was that, 2 years ago at this point, where they nerfed Truffle, but they didn't nerf Beatrix, even though they're both basically the same thing. And I don't understand why they did that. Like, I understand why they nerfed Truffle, but I don't understand why they nerfed Truffle and then proceeded to not also nerf Beatrix. Because they only nerfed one and not the other. Which just always seemed weird to me. I still prefer using Truffle, though. Like, Beatrix is technically stronger in most situations, particularly because of its cleanse. But also the true damage and a few other interactions. But, I don't know, I still prefer how Truffle works. It's also better for infinite looping. It's still the most consistent infinite loop in the game. Like, Forest Troll double Truffle with Greenstorm, you just won. Like, it's already over if you're not frozen and you have mana. You literally just have infinite damage. Truffle is more consistent, but Beatrix can do more. Because it has cleanse and it has higher damage concentration. Not only that it does more damage when there's less, in a sense, but also because of true damage. But Truffle does more overall damage, and he does it more consistently. But he doesn't have cleanse. So he doesn't have disease. Which is nowhere near as good as cleanse, but still a mechanic that can come into play occasionally. Because that makes it so they gain mana slower. Of course, another way for them to gain mana slower is just infinite loop, and they never gain any mana. I feel like whenever I use Truffle, I want Beatrix for cleanse. And whenever I use Beatrix, I want the consistency of Truffle. It's like an endless cycle where I always want to be using the other one whenever I'm using one. And they don't really work too well together. Like, you can use them together, like Truffle plus Beatrix in that order. But it feels clunky a lot of times compared to, like, double Truffle. Go volunteer as dev. I used to do the betas and like help out with all that, but then I just stopped for like a couple years now. Like I did that up to, I want to say 2012, actually pretty much like pre-pandemic times. Because I think I stopped like midway through 2019 with the betas. I can't remember the last one I ever helped with. Oh, what do we need here? Take that one over. Please click the actual thing. Whenever I look over at chat, I'm like mass clicking, waiting for the sound effect. And then not realizing I'm mass clicking like a centimeter above where I need to be clicking. Happens way too often. Well, with Leaf Storm going, Truffle's literally 100% loop. Like, Forest Troll, double Truffle with full mana with Green Storm active is an actual infinite. I guess it is technically possible to mess it up if you make multiple misclicks, or literally just take a 3, which would not result in an auto loss of turn. But otherwise, it is like 100% or like 99-point-something% consistent loop. It's just too slow to get going a lot of times. It's one of the reasons you don't see me using Truffle that often. Like, even if it's doable, like, I might still mention it for a team for a week or something similar. But, it has a Mang problem. Like, it's really absurdly good, but it's too slow a lot of times. Like, they're really good options, like Truffle, Mang, stuff like that. But they take too much to get going before other teams, or compared to other teams. And when you have access to quicker things, they're normally not worth using. Even though they're absurdly strong options. These are quite literally just infinite damage. But it's slow infinite damage is the problem. Or not super slow, but slower than other things. Because by the time you get it rolling, you would have already won with other teams. Like, especially at this level range. Like, if we were running double Truffle with, like, Leprechaun right now, which actually you can't for this faction, but let's assume you could. Like, we'd already be winning with a single guard's avatar cast by then. Oh, I always do with Forest Troll. Mostly because the brown feeds back to it, then you double the green, and then, you know, you just go into infinite loop. I also normally do it with Dispel Hero class, so you don't have to worry about Submerge. Because generally, if you're using that team these days, you're doing it in factions. And the main threat in faction, oddly enough, is Submerge. Normally outside of factions, it's Freeze, because, you know, everyone runs Freeze. Like, on everything, because Elementalists exists. And even if it didn't, there's other freeze options. But it's really common in PvP that you need a freeze counter. But in factions, you need a spell counter more so than anything. Because if you're running a purely AoE win team, your biggest threat is that one trait where, like, every battle you do, they gain Submerge after they cast. And that's a lot of Submerge you have to deal with. And even if you don't, there's still battles like this that have Submerge within it that you might have to deal with. So normally you just have Dispel on it, which is nice because you don't have to invest an additional slot. You can just put Hero. to have it. Because the problem is with cleanse, like if you use truffle in a PvP-like situation, you have to invest a slot for cleanse, because you can't passively cleanse your entire team. Not with hero anyways. Unless we eventually get a green or brown weapon, or yeah, a green or brown weapon that can extra turn cleanse your entire team. That is not something that currently exists. Specifically with extra turn. Because I think that might actually exist, but not with extra turn specifically. Not like how Beatrix does it. Or even Mercy in that regard. Mercy is not 100% consistent extra turn, but you know, a lot of times it will be extra turn related. Oh, also, though you wouldn't have hero, but there's also that other pretty consistent cleanser. Why on earth can I not remember her name? That one green yellow for 6 mana. Why do I always forget her name? Gosh, why can I not remember her name? It's funny because I use her so often on my Dust Devil team, yet I can never remember what on earth she's called. It's this one. Yeah, Sister Superior, that one. Why do I always forget her name? And it's alliteration too. I always want to call her Holy Saint something. Use Holy Saint Astra and a few others are a thing. But yeah, Sister Superior. That doesn't quite do the same thing though, because you're investing. That's like you have to invest a slot though, whenever you use her on a team. Because the only thing she's doing is cleanse. Like that's literally her whole purpose, is just immediately have cleanse. For auto extra turn. Like that's her whole gimmick. I find it very funny, because Sister Superior is one of the, I think the only troop, where she's bad in Bounty Hunter, but good outside of Bounty Hunter. Generally, Bounty Hunter troops are, they're either bad in Bounty Hunter and bad outside of Bounty Hunter, or they're good in Bounty Hunter and bad outside of Bounty Hunter, or good in both. Like they're good in Bounty Hunter or good outside of Bounty Hunter. She's the only one that is specifically bad in Bounty Hunter, but good outside of Bounty Hunter, which is a really weird combination. And I believe she's the only troop in the entire game for Bounty Hunter that is like that. Where she's basically useless in a Bounty Hunter context, but actually kind of insane outside of a Bounty Hunter context. Only troop like that. At least currently, until we get more. I don't feel like I ever use her in Guild War, offensively or defensively, because I find when I'm up against a team that's using it defensively, all you have to do is go for their actual option and they just die. Like you just wait till they burn their cleanse, you go all in on what their actual threat is, and then you just win. And if I'm using it defensively, I feel like there's other ways to combat stats effects. Like it's a decent way to do so. But you're investing an entire slot to do so. Other than to fuel Ironhawk, is she actually good though? Yes. She's the best casting cleanser, or one of the best casting cleansers in the game. Having Empower automatically at start while also having only 6 mana to get back up. It's very comparable to Mercy, in that they both start with Cleanse All Allies. But Mercy has a required board control that it has to do, which is not always necessarily a good thing. It also gets a lot slower for its second cleanse, because it needs 12 mana rather than 6. I personally don't use it that often, but it is really good. Because Beatrix is really good and I just don't use her that often. Generally, I feel like cleanse options in general I don't use as much. Mercy, when it first came out, and for probably like a year after the fact, I used Mercy a ton. Especially since Divines became ultra meta at one point soon after. Or not soon after, but you know, at some point when we had like Infernus, Ubistet, all that, Mercy. The 50% mana start to Divines back when that existed. And of course Mercy was used on a team like that. But yeah, that was kind of old meta. I feel like Mercy's barely used in the current state of the game, despite how good it is. Mercy actually is kind of interesting too. It was the first of all the troops that have the Empower Convert. So of course, you know, there's basically a whole category of troop in the game that are empower converts that convert a specific color into a different color. At one point, Mercy was the only one to ever exist. Obviously, these days we have over a dozen of them. I actually don't even remember. There's so many of them these days. However, at one point, Mercy was the only one under that category. Though not quite the same these days, since there's like a double empower on literally every Guild War day to ever exist. Beating into book with one other option. Oh, what do we need here? I'm gonna take a red over there. There's a nice guard in there. Also, after the set, we'll go hand out a code as well. We haven't even handed out a code yet. Oh, we're already done with the set. Let's go hand it out now. But yeah, unfortunately, no patch today, though we are getting one still very soon, TM. They're still planning it. But there you guys go. There is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Actually, we're kind of already here. So if you go to, well, I'll still go there from scratch, I guess. We go over to gemsofwar.com and head over to the redeem code section and type in whatever your invite code is in settings, and then go copy paste the code that's in chat, and we should be good to go. Right, there you guys go. And to give the same word as always, true treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream, helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And yeah, there we go. Grab all that. Same loot as always. And let's continue at the faction. Yeah, it feels weird not having a patch tonight. They're still planning on it though. Very soon. Just not today. Realistically, if I had to guess now, it's probably 2 Tuesdays from now. Because I believe those days they said they would have off. Wouldn't that affect next Tuesday as well? No, it wouldn't. Wait, when would... Wait, they have off on the 27th? Yeah, it is 2 Tuesdays from now then, right? Wait, when's the 5th? What date does the 5th fall on? Oh gosh, when are we getting this patch? Wait, that's a lot of days. When on earth are they doing this patch? I'm just looking at the calendar relative to that. I guess maybe the 6th of October. Based on that. Let's see. Do you care if they are all named Tacit to make your life easier? Can you rename them in newer games? Oh, you can just leave them as default name for the thing. I don't mind them just being named default. Or, you know, just unchanged. Because I don't think I can rename them. The 6th is your daughter's birthday? Oh, nice. I feel like there's a lot of birthdays in October. You feel like this is a clunk? They used to have a code system in the game itself, but I believe it was Apple that made them get rid of it. Because there's some kind of policy on Apple that basically was like against. I can't remember the whole story on it. But they used to have it in-game. But there was an Apple policy that prevented them from keeping it there. So they had to move it to their website. Because it was way more convenient when you could just claim it in-game. But because it's on Apple, they had to change it. Because Apple was the only platform that was preventing it. If this game wasn't on Apple, they'd still have codes in-game. That complicates things. I don't know how it works either, unfortunately. Because I assumed most of them would be defaulted to just what they're called, right? Unless it works differently in Pokemon Go. Does it force you to nickname every Pokemon? And no one would dare deny the Apple overlords. I have, to this day, still never owned any Apple product. I've used Apple products before, but I've never owned any Apple product. Other than the actual apples. Other than the food. But, you know, the actual brands. I've never owned anything Apple. No problem for the code. Also, hello, Nocti. Welcome, welcome. Your son's October birthday, too. Nice. Yeah, a lot of birthdays, then. I wonder if it has anything to do with Valentine's Day. I feel like statistically, based on Valentine's Day existing, that October, November, and December would have the highest amount of birthdays. Assumably. I'm actually not sure what the statistic is, but I would assume that that would be the case. Seems more likely. Let's see. Also, hello, Supernova. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, they're not dying. You need to actually double cast, but that's what he's here for. Though he didn't get his last little bit of mana. What's my plans on Valentine's Day? I have no plans for Valentine's Day. I haven't done anything for Valentine's Day, I don't think ever. Other than buy chocolates. Because they're normally on sale. And for whatever reason, some of the chocolates I like a lot. Like, no store by me sells unless it's like near Valentine's Day. Which is really annoying. Because then I have to stock up on them. There's realistically a lot of chocolates I like those chocolate cherries. They're only available from like January to March in my area, and then they like not exist. Like places, you know, around the world and around the country still sell them. It's just around me for whatever reason, like they disappear from existence. Like every place like stocks them up, and then doesn't buy them for the rest of the year for whatever reason. Which is weird because I remember when I was in New Jersey, the main shopping mart I would always go to, ShopRite, had they would always have it. They would even have it on sale pretty often too. And it was like really cheap. Like you can get it as cheap as like $2, which sometimes are as high as like 4 or 5 for a big box. How does the chocolate not contain peanut oil? There's a lot of them that don't. Though it's very annoying finding them. Though there's one really specific brand that doesn't ever have it in it. They even have it on the label because it's literally a selling point. And I already completely forget what the brand is. Though I'd recognize the box instantly. I think it begins with C. I just keep forgetting their name. Though the box is very obvious. But yeah, that's a big issue with a lot of chocolates. Is may contain nuts. Because the factories that they're made in, or just what they're made with. How long has it been since I last ate a nut? I don't think I've ever actually ate a nut. Just products that like may have contained it on accident. Because I don't think it's happened since the 1st grade. Even that technically wasn't a nut. It was just something that may contained it. To enough of a degree that it was problematic. But it wasn't like a straight up nut in it. Because I have no recollection of ever eating anything that is a nut. Ever. Because the only time I really did, I was like 1-year-old or something. And the other time that it happened was in 1st grade, but it theoretically wasn't actually a nut. It was just something that may contain it enough, to enough of a degree that it was, you know, caused the reaction. But it wasn't like actually a nut. Lester. No, I'm not allergic to coconut. Though I do hate the taste of coconut, though. Well, it depends. Coconut flavored things I can actually like. Actual coconut tastes awful to me. Especially coconut shrimp. There is no way you can ruin shrimp more than putting coconut on it. It's like the most disgusting thing I've ever... Like, if out of every variant of shrimp in existence, there's probably nothing more disgusting than, like, coconut shrimp. I don't understand its appeal. It always seems so dry to me. Coconut juice? I don't know. Coconut juice seems too strong, and coconut seems too dry. Nutmeg? I think I'm allergic to nutmeg. I have no clue. If it even has the word nut in it, I generally don't eat it. It's approximately too close to the thing I can't have. Like, coconut wouldn't kill me, but I just hate the taste. Some artificial coconut I like, but that's because it's literally just artificial flavoring trying to mimic coconut, but not actually coconut. This topic is driving you nuts. The pun. Cashews and almonds are technically not nuts. They're basically nuts. They're not adjacent enough for me to never eat them. Oh yeah, coconut's perfectly fine. Because the thing I'm allergic to does not exist in coconuts. Because it's not a nut. Because the thing I'm allergic to is like one of the proteins that are in them. One of the ones that is supposed to be healthy for you, but it kills me. Can't remember exactly what it's called though. Oh, it's the specific protein that's in nuts that causes a reaction. Oh, do I need this pet? We do not. Alright, we're good to go then. Well, let's go do some explore then. And last week we were able to finally get the extra 20% bonus. So let's keep using it. Because we've been doing it quite a bit lately. And we've been getting some pretty good loot too. We're getting some Anus, got a Nisha the other night. Gosh, why are there so many sexual jokes? Also, when did you copy yourself? Oh, I know what happened. It's that one trait that has a 25% chance of summoning him. Which, honestly, I think that's the first time I've ever even seen a trigger. And, of course, it's for the AI. No worries, Darren. Oh yeah, the campaign weapon's actually really insane. We were talking about it yesterday. It's basically, it's one of the reasons why I said, actually, didn't I mention in the Monday video too? It's one of the reasons why I said, it's probably not worth getting Chalcedony this week. Because it basically is just better Chalcedony. It has Curse Stun on cast. Curse and Stun's on first slot. But it has Curse Stun on cast, while basically having Chalcedony's ability for 14 mana costs instead of 30. Which is pretty insane. Plus it has a damage poke, so you can technically kill out the first slot before you do it. It's basically just better Chalcedony attached to hero. Like, you can still use Chalcedony, but in most situations, it's just stronger than it. Oh, you have a mean to burn, don't you? That seems to be a thing. On my deathbed, I should have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No, I am not missing out. I am missing out on absolutely nothing. Cream cheese and jelly is just as good. As well as bagels. Oh yeah, I still keep saying Chalcedony wrong, don't I? I'm saying words that aren't even there. Because I say Chalcedony. I don't know what those words are. Those letters are technically there. Chalcedony. But yeah, it's like Chalcedony or something, or Chalcedony, or whatever that word is. I'll eventually get it. No amount of me seeing the pronunciation will bring me any closer, though. Hello, Chad. Welcome. It has been a while. Hope you've been doing good. Rowani. Yeah, I always say Rowain. There's a lot of names I butcher in this game. So in all fairness, there's over like 1,400 of them if you count weapons. Over 1,000 something troops. Actually, how many are we up to these days? Like 1,100 something? Numbers starting to get really big. It's more than how many Pokemon there are. Though after next gen, there will be over 1,000 Pokemon. And in Gems of War, there already is. It is at 1,170. Oh gosh, that number's going up quick. I guess we did get quite a few in the previous patch as well. Also, that's funny. It still says my favorite troop is Infernus. Infernus meta lasted for so long, back when we were doing PvP, that it still to this day shows Infernus as my most used troop. That is really funny. Because we don't play much PvP, so we don't have many chances to update it further. So to this day, it still shows Infernus, back when Infernus was meta like 4 or 5 years ago. Because back when peak PvP was done, like, you know, when PvP was actually relevant, Infernus was meta. So we have a lot of Infernus in that time. But to this day, it still shows as the highest, because that's when we did the most amount of PvP. And it does it based on which one you have done the most in PvP. Too bad you can't choose what troop that is. Like, choose what your absolute favorite troop is. Actually, that's a good question. What is all of your guys' favorite troop in Gems of War? Not from, like, it being good perspective, just from, like, an overall, like, that's my favorite. Because there's, like, almost 1,200 to choose from. Not on, like, strongest, but, like, just your personal favorite. Based on any parameter. Thrall. True. Wild Queen. Wild Queen does have some pretty good troop art. I still like Dragon Soul a lot. As well as Sunbird. They're like unusable in the current meta, but I still like them a lot. The Sandwich Troop. You mean the Sandwich Pet? Of which we have multiple of. A good old Zuga. Arc Proxy. Arc Proxy's still going to be very strong. I'm really curious to see how it'll work with the weapon. Because you could target the weapon on something that isn't yellow, then have Arc Proxy target on yellow and then go crazy. We're definitely going to have to mess with that next week. See if we can build a build out of both the weapon and arc proxy. They both basically do the same thing, but different. It'd be interesting to see if they can work together. Because imagine doing a team with like a man accumulator plus Lord of Slaughter, Chalcedony. I mean, not Chalcedony. I mean, basically a man accumulator like Throw or something, combined with Lord of Slaughter, probably in first slot. So basically the team would be Lord of Slaughter, Throw, that new weapon that's coming in next week, and then like arc proxy. Like some team like that could be really devastating. Probably gonna be one of the first ones we test as well. That'll be for next Monday. Say compartment. Compartment. I don't know, did I say that word weirdly? Compartment. How else would you say compartment? There's pretty much only one way to say compartment. Oh yeah, there's some really funny flavor text. I've never actually read through all of them. Maybe we'll do that when we hit a certain milestone of troops. Read through every flavor text in the game. Like literally just like, maybe not a video, but like literally a live stream. Where we start and then just alphabetically go and read every flavor text in the entire game. I say a stream because gosh, would that take a while. Because that's technically 1,200 sentences, if not more, by the time we actually do it. Because every single one has one. Like, the old gods are so last year. And abject failure. And then we'll rate them based on if we laughed or not. For like all however many when we finally do it. And basically go through each one and see if the pun that they have made us laugh to any degree. Though not all of them are meant to be funny. Some of them are just references. Say competent, compartment, department. That doesn't seem too hard. Competent, compartment, department. It's not even a tongue twister. Or it doesn't seem like it is. That's going to be an 8-hour stream. Would it actually take that long? I don't feel like it would take that long. Unless we laugh at a lot of them. Which might happen. What is the second best troop with similar stats as Zugov? What do you mean by similar stats? Like a similar mechanic? There are a few troops that are kind of like mini Zugovs. But due to how much more accessible Zugov is in the current state of the game, they're generally not ran compared to just running Zugov. Because Zugov back in the day used to be a lot harder to obtain. These days, it is actually really easy. Because the buff that they did to Paloozas and just more ways to get orbs than ever in the game. I would say the closest equivalence is... Oh gosh, that one Rashka troop. I can't remember her name. But she creates 12 skulls when she gets a kill. And has a way to help her get a kill. I actually placed her really high on the previous tier list, so we need to make another tier list for the mythics, because the last one we did was like 2 years ago. Oh, you mean like replacing it for something else for their level 12 board clear? I don't believe in this particular team composition there's a direct one-to-one. Though the closest mechanic is this one. If I go to Pride Lands, because I don't remember its name. Umanif. It does damage to an enemy boosted by all their skills, and if they die, gain 10 attack and create 12 skulls. So if it gets a kill, it's basically doing exactly what Zugov does, just without the freeze burn. And it does it for 25 instead of 32. And has some skull dodge, some Hunter's Mark and all that. But this is like the closest equivalence to Zugov. It's not quite Zugov, but it's similar. Yeah, that's another pretty good equivalent. Yeah, if you're looking for like a powerhouse that can like solo explore 12, Lord of Slaughter's pretty tight for that. There's a lot of damage. Lord of Slaughter, I feel, has way more synergy than Umanif. Just as far as, like, team building is concerned. Because Umanif is very rarely used in the current state of game. Well, for one, Zugof's just better than it once you have Zugof. But Lord of Slaughter still has purpose even afterwards. You basically cast Lord of Slaughter twice and you just killed the whole enemy team. If you fall behind for whatever reason, Deathmark normally cleans up the kills. Have I ranked all the classes yet? Yes, we actually have. We covered that video. Actually, isn't that pinned as my video for the channel? I'm pretty sure it is. Isn't it? Wait, isn't it? If I go to YouTube, I am almost certain that is currently pinned as my channel's trailer. The most recent time when we did that. Tacit the Terror. Actually, that's interesting. The second one is Age of Calamity. Really? That's funny. That is really funny. But if I'm not mistaken, isn't it literally the trailer? Oh, does it not show for new people? Oh, I thought I adjusted it too. Oh no! Yeah, we covered one not too long ago. Which is an easy way to search. Let's see. Class... I'm just gonna type in class. There it is. Gems of War class tier list 2 months ago. There it is. I'm pretty sure that's set to the trailer thing. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Maybe I forgot to set it so new people can see it. Though anyone who subscribed should. I guess I just forgot to check the box for the other one. It's because we're live? True. Yeah, us being live might be overwriting it. That is true. Hello, Gimki! Welcome! Hope all's been well. What is the dungeon level for? It gives you extra stats when you do delves in that location. The stats only apply specifically to that delve location, but it does apply to the Tuesday event as well. So for example, the level that we had on Fire Rift applied to when we were doing the battles earlier to stream. But like right now when we're just doing Kingdom stuff, we're not getting any bonus from it. But for example, of course right now we have for today, we have a Fire Rift faction event going on. And for these battles, you actually get additional stats based on how upgraded this Fire Rift is. So based on how high this is, we'll give you additional stats. So we're actually getting all these additional stats when we were playing the faction earlier, as well as if we were to do factions in this location right now. But yeah, we were getting all these. And you also get all these potion effects. But yeah, they only apply when you do specifically battles in the faction, which are either the Tuesday events, like right now that we have for Fire Rift, or when you specifically go and click on the thing to go use a delve. Like right here, if we did a battle, we'd have all those stats. Where were we? Don't even remember what kingdom we were hunting. Somewhere's here. Let's click on one. It doesn't really matter too much which one we go to. Actually, let me deliberately keep that one low. Let's go to Nexus. Gosh, why is there so many of them at low level? You see, keep getting ascent stairs. Yeah, make sure not to click on those. I haven't accidentally yet, though it'll probably happen. Do I have any kingdoms max level, not power? No. I have not. It is possible to, though I have not. Well, it's because it is slightly money locked and RNG locked. And also because I got all them upgraded to level 16. Instead of focusing 1 to 20. Which allows us to do what we're doing now, 20% chasing. How good is the red dragon? He was okay. Oh yeah, we still need to cover the videos on those. I forgot to cover that earlier. I need to do that soon. But yeah, we actually got the red dragon the other day. And that's actually the most recent dragon I got. At this point, I'm about to cover like all 3 dragons at once. We're about to just cover like all the dragons back to back. I just need to start covering a different dragon every day. Actually, that would make a lot of sense, because I'm about to get another dragon on... Oh, but that'd be on a Friday. Well, I could do it every other day, I guess, this week. We'll cover one tomorrow, then on Thursday, and then on Saturday. Does the dungeon level influence the amount of Dragonite you get when you do a perfect run? Oh, you mean that dungeon level. Oh, sorry. My bad. But yes, it does increase how many diamonds you end up getting, as well as the amount of Dragonite. Basically, all your resources as that level goes higher gives you slightly more resources. Not by much, but it definitely helps. Yeah, my bad. I didn't realize you meant that dungeon. But yes, they do assist you in giving you more loot. Not a lot more loot, but it does give you more loot. And I believe at 10 is one of the biggest benefits, because at 10 and 20, you get 1 additional diamond per room that you take, which effectively means an additional 3 diamonds per day at 10 and additional 6 diamonds per day at 20. Which isn't like a huge amount, but that adds up over time. And yes, you also get things like more Dragonite and stuff like that. But you always want to make sure you keep going downwards so that the level goes higher. Which is kind of confusing because like Tower of Doom, you go climb higher to go higher. But for dungeons, you have to go lower to go higher. Which is kind of confusing. But it kind of tells you like, hey, it's benefiting you or not benefiting you. When you go on that screen, you just got to make sure not to accidentally click the wrong one. You want to take the descending stairs, not the ascending stairs. The orange ones and not the blue. If anyone else has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Since we don't have a patch, yeah, not as much we can do tonight, unfortunately. It's going to be a pretty standard week then. Though the patch is still coming, probably next week or two. Just had to get delayed. Oh, a double Anu! Nice. Quite the drop. Always great to see. I'm looking for, apparently, tribute. Let me grab that. Let's see. I'll take Stormheim, why not? Oh no, it's only at 1. Now it's at 12. Aha! You've only been able to get the red dragon out of 3 eggs? That is so unfortunate. It happens, though. So far, I've gotten no repeats, but you know it's going to happen soon. It's literally a 50-50 at this point if we get one we do or do not have. The more we get, the more likely it is that we get one we already have. Who knows? We won't be the only few people who get perfect luck. Obviously, there'll be plenty of people that will, but we might be one of the first if we can. Because so far, we're on streak for perfect luck. While we haven't gotten any perfect dungeons, we have yet to reroll a dragon. Though as we get more, the chance of it happening is increasingly higher that we will reroll one we already have. I remember when Valkyrie was the meta. There was actually one point in the game when she was the only way you could farm souls. It was like that for almost a year, which made a huge bias towards blue teams, because the only way you could really accumulate souls was if you're using a pure blue team. Or not pure blue, but you know, a blue-oriented team that was centered around Valkyrie. That was the meta for an entire year. And it was almost the first year of the game as well, because she came in 2 to 3 months after the game launched. Are there specific teams that can be used with the dragon? Yes. We'll be covering a video on it soon. Actually, I think I already have a couple set up. I already have a copy-paste spin with them. I just haven't made a video compiling them. But yeah, it's pretty good with Merilith. It's pretty good with Angry Mob. It's pretty good with other red AoE options. Yeah, I'll be covering a video on it pretty soon. I think I might want to recover the yellow one as well. But we have 2 we haven't covered. Well, we have covered it, but, you know, we haven't done a video on. The green and the red one. The yellow one I covered, but it was covered in a very ambiguous way. Because it's the first one we ever got. I kind of just want to cover, like, a separate one on him maybe again. The only problem is his teams haven't really changed. Did I finally get a perfect? Nope. Still no perfect. No, if we do get one, we'll have the egg on Thursday rather than Friday. That will move us one day earlier every time we get a perfect. I wonder if there's anyone who has rolled the same color 4 times in a row. I wonder if they just gave up at that point. Are they defend or attack based? I would say they're mostly attack based because you'd probably never want to put the dragons on defend. If you put any of the dragons on defend, they're going to be too slow. And oddly enough, the 6-color dragon would probably be the most detrimental thing to ever set on defend. And the main reason for this is back when 6-colored weapons were meta, one of the big strategies for countering them was to rope dart them to first slot and then disease them. This basically blocks every single mana pool from the opposing team. And you can essentially just completely destroy them then, because they can't get mana, and then if you tangle them, which you already did because of Rope Dart, they can't do anything. It's a very broken strategy that hasn't been doable for a while because, you know, no one's really running 6-colored anything anymore. However, once that dragon comes around, you probably never want to set it as defend, because you simply just Rope Dart it, disease it, and you're good to go. Because it doesn't have Impervious, right? I don't believe it did. Because that's something that all of them lack. They don't have Impervious, and they don't have Stealthy. So you can just Rope Dart them, disease them, and then you're blocked on all 6 colors. It's a really big issue that the 6-color weapons used to have that aren't really ran anymore. And that's one of the reasons why they're not really ran anymore. There's just too many counters to them now. Because you have to keep in mind, the 6-color weapons did come into the game before Rope Dart existed. But then when Rope Dart existed, they basically phased out of existence due to how hard countered they were by Rope Dart. And also because they slowly fell off the meta over time, even if Rope Dart didn't exist. You're not meddling until you're metal blocked on kingdoms. That is one way that you could end up using them. That's kind of how I've been using mine lately. Like, I haven't even been meddling stuff. I just kind of do it when the game tells us we need to. Alright, we'll make this our final chest. Let's go see what we get for our Mimic. Where's my Mimic counter? Where's my Mimic counter? Mimic counter, where are you? Wait, where on earth is this Mimic counter? 1 second. Hello? Mimic counter? What happened to it? Did it get deleted? What happened to my Mimic counter? Is that it? Oh, there it is. Why are you all the way over there? Oh, there we go. Anyways. Gosh, I really need to organize my back end of my stream. Because over time it has gotten messier and messier. Let's see if we get a 5x here. It's been a while since we got a 5x. Nope. Anything good? Ooh, another double Anu. That's our second double Anu this stream. One was natural. The other one was from 2x chess. Nice. Oh, there we go. Let's update our number. That is our lifetime mimics right there. 106 2x, so technically 124 depending on how you look at it. And 18 5x. All those 5x were 2x. I don't count them as 2x, only as 5x. But there we go. That is our Mimic right now. And we got a nice little double Anu to end it out with. Oh, sorry, Tyrion, what was your other question? Let's see. And any other questions, anyone? Do let me know. Let's see. Anu is the plural of Anu. Oh, so it's not Anus? I guess that makes sense based on what A-N-U-S is. I always just say Anus. Kind of like Anu Scepter, which is a natural thing that exists in the game. But just with a parenthesis instead of just immediately S. I still can't believe that's a thing. What's even funnier is they didn't notice initially. Anu Scepter. Very funny name. But anyways, guys. Also, apparently they're having technical difficulties. Servers are experiencing degraded performance. Well, we're done for today, so that's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of infinite loops in the meta right now. Like, that's pretty much like 90% of the meta. Oh, wait. No guy on Facebook has 4x Sapphire Dragon. Really? That is so unfortunate. Also, people still use Facebook? That's almost more news to me than the other thing. Actually, I do find it funny. Because since the player base for this game is slightly older, I did notice when we used to post on Facebook, it was way more popular than like any other location. Which I guess that kind of makes sense. Because I feel like the younger generations never use Facebook anymore. Like, other than for this work, or, you know, for our channel when we used to post there, I don't think I've used Facebook since I was like 16, which would have been over a decade now. But anyways, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, we'll be doing a first look at Words Can Kill. The developer of the game gave us a copy of the game itself, and it doesn't come out for another week. And so far, he says he's the only one we handed out to. And based on me not being able to find any other content of it on YouTube, I believe he is correct. So we might be the very first person to play version 1.0 tomorrow. And we'll be doing that probably around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in like 13 hours from now or so. But yeah, we played it back in like 9 months ago. But yeah, we'll be doing that midday stream tomorrow. Basically a brand new game. And we might be the very first people to play it. At least version 1.0. And if you want to play it yourself, it is demo for it is on Steam right now. But yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow, the 1.0 version. The actual 1.0 version will not be available until the 29th. But we have some early access to it, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Hopefully we'll get the patch soon, TM, for Gems of War. And have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, as always. Greatly appreciated. Stay safe out there. Catch you guys later. Oh, wait, one other question. Is there a Tentacle Elemental Troop meta yet? Or are you creating that? You can. Like the thing that gives a bunch of manas and just keeps looping into itself, like 3 of them into like a weapon or into like a really strong troop. It was a really gimmicky team, though it's very rarely used, but it does gain magic, so it does have that going for it. Because you gain like 6 magic every cycle while also getting full mana. It's pretty gimmicky, but it does work. Yeah, it's really funny. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.